Good, good morning, you lovely people. As you know, today is my blog, excuse me, my daily blog, and as I did yesterday, I was 66. Oh, sorry, 65. God, I don't know. I'm going a bit senile already. Anyway, I want to talk about getting older and how when we were younger we would sort of like notice things about older people, like the smell of tobacco and cornflakes, or they would tend to shrink, and the ladies would grow beards, but we didn't sort of like realize that it was part of growing old. Anyway, so I was thinking about, things, that the language that we use today when we are talking about being old and getting older. We don't sit in a chair anymore. We lower ourselves into a chair, and we walk with our slippers sort of like falling behind our heels. This reminds me that when we were kids, me and my sister, we used to dress up in mum's clothes and shoes, and she always had some really nice lovely shoes because she loved to dance, did my mum, and like diamante shoes and dancing shoes, and the stilettos that she wore. I mean, she was only 4'11" or something like that, so she was quite dainty, and she took a size 3. So me and my sister, they were obviously too big for us because we were only little kids at the time, and we would walk along the pavements and the stiletto heels would click, 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 and it was a brilliant sound to hear. And I've still got a pair of shoes today, that obviously not my mum's shoes and not stilettos, but I have a pair of leather shoes which I have heeled, and I call them my plinky plonky shoes because when I walk they click on the floor. Anyway, and I was talking to my sister some time ago because my mum also had a fox fur, and it had a little clip. She put it around the neck, and a little clip underneath the nose, which clipped to the other side of the collar. And my sister said to me a few weeks ago, she said, "You used to love dressing up in mum's clothes and shoes, Rob, didn't you?" And it sort of like made me think a bit. It made me feel like I was a kind of a pre-T transvestite, which I found really uncomfortable. Anyway, that's by the by. So some of the signs of getting old now are like things that I never used to do when I was younger, which was like, I never used to fart when I was walking and hoping nobody would hear you. And and that you may have if you fell anywhere when you're my age now, you never say that you fell. You would say, "Oh, I had a fall." It was sort of like clarifies old age in a way. I had a fall, and I lower myself into the chair, and and the other thing as well is that I've noticed, right? You like this. I've noticed that my feet are getting bigger. Now, I used to be a size 8, and I have a very narrow foot and I have very thin ankles, and people would die for women in particular who love my ankles and think, "Oh, I wish I had ankles like yours." And maybe I could have made a lot of money by selling them. Anyway, that's by the by. And I noticed some time ago that an 8 would no longer fit me. So I went up to a 9. and I just loved shoes. I mean, I've got so many pairs of shoes today. And oh, by the way, do you like my birthday pork pie hat? I bought it in Whitby yesterday. I think it's rather becoming. A friend of mine, Nick, who lives over in Wakefield, would say it was very sartorical. You know, sartorical. You know, I possess sartorical elegance. That's a wonderful phrase, isn't it? Anyway, so yes, thank you if you like my hat. Thank you. I've got quite a lot of hats. Anyway, we're moving on, so 2 weeks ago, I bought a new pair of trainers because my Old Faithfuls, which I use for gardening and taking Bingley out, Mr. Bingley, my dog, out for a walk, they were just so comfortable that they fit my feet like a glove, and I just didn't want to part with them, but I knew I had to buy some new ones. Anyway, I did what a lot of people do nowadays. I bought some online on that notorious website, Wish. You know, I think when you look at Wish and the club, I bought a shirt and had massive roses on it, and I thought, oh, that's great, that's me, is that? And I'd ordered a large because I've got a bit of a belly. They used to call it middle-aged spread, but it's fat. Anyway, and I bought this shirt, and it was something like £5, and then typical of China, it was something like £6 postage and package, and took about 8 weeks to arrive. By the time it arrived, I'd put on an extra couple of pounds, and because I do enjoy food, and I'm a little bit greedy. No, that's not true. I am. Do you know, I've got prickly heat, and it does annoy me, and I have to have a good scratch. Anyway, what was I? Oh yes, the shirt from China. So it arrived, and I tried it on, and it wouldn't even come near to close to be fastened. Felt like I was like a salami tied in a load of string, hung up in a butcher's. Charturier, I think that's the right word. Charturier, French for sausage maker, I think. Anyway, so it stayed in the wardrobe, and it's still there. So I'm having a clear out, and I also bought a pair of shoes, and they were really smart looking slip-on shoes, but not really knows. And I got these shoes, and they were really tight. So my friend up the road used to drink bottles of Guinness, so I asked him for 2 empty bottles, and I wedged them into the shoes to try and stretch them, but to no avail. Anyway, yes, feet getting bigger. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Yes, and I bought these trainers, and I wore them for a day. And when I took them off, my big toes on both feet were in trauma. That's what my doctor said. Your feet are in trauma. And I thought, all right, is that like something really special? And my toenails were blue, dark blue. And I thought, oh my God. You know, what on earth have I done? And it was the trainers, and they'd caused the trauma. And the doctor said to me, well, I'd gone to see the diabetic nurse, and I showed her them, and she brought the doctor in, and he said, oh, they look very, very, very sore and very tender. I said, they are. He said, but there's nothing we can do, just let nature take its course. I said, and your toenails will probably fall off. And I thought, oh my God, can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and your toenails on the sheet, and it feels like a giant cornflake? So I'm not looking too forward to that. Anyway, so yes, so I ended up getting another pair of trainers, a size 10. And I remember asking a friend of mine, do your feet grow as you get older? And she said, oh, no. She said, I think your arches may fall. So I thought, well, how would I measure that? How would I check? Anyway, this is how you check. You have a pot of children's paint, and if you haven't got a pot of children's paint, I'm sure everybody's got a tin of emulsion in the shed, which is water-based, and then some old wallpaper and an old paintbrush. So you paint your feet, and then you stand, a dark colour is better, and then you stand on the wallpaper. And if you have a full foot, then your arches have dropped. And then you have to think, oh my God, why didn't I get a bowl of water, and how am I going to get to the kitchen or the bathroom to wash this paint off my feet? So there's a lesson for you now. Take a bowl of water before you paint your feet. And yes, so the other thing I've noticed about getting older, and this is particular in men, your ears tend to get bigger, and you end up looking like an African elephant as opposed to an Indian elephant, and you get hairs in your ears. I remember years ago when I was a care worker, I used to go to this old gentleman, I won't name for confidentiality reasons. He was a lovely old chap, and he had the hairiest ears I'd ever seen. You could have grown. It was, you know, when you went in with to clip them, it was like going into the dense forest, you know. So they were massive, literally, and it was a thankless task, you know. Yorkshire tea, very nice. Anyway, so, and another sign is pubic hair. I never liked pubic hair. I always felt like, what's its purpose? What does it do? What does it protect you from? Can you get entangled when you meet another pubic hair person? You look down and you think, oh my God, and there's this grey Brillo pad that's exploded, and you or if you're really lucky, bald, yes. So watch out for those things, you know, about growing old, and just remember, you know, when you get, oh, and another good thing about it is you can get a bus pass, and it's great because you can go anywhere. Well, you don't have to pay after 9:15, especially up here in North Yorkshire. You don't have to pay till after 9:30. So after 9:15 in where I live. Anyway, that's by the by. So yes. So I've gone from being a preteen transvestite to an old man who farts whilst he walks and hope nobody notices. So thank you for listening, everybody, and do give me a like on YouTube or on Facebook, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.